Okay, so today is a super exciting day because we are flying home for Christmas. Flying home for Christmas. Flying home for Christmas. Finally! I'm so excited. We're at Heathrow at the moment. We've got about an hour until our flight and we're flying from Heathrow Terminal 5 to Berlin-Brandenburg. BER, the new Berlin airport. A bit of a running gag in Germany because it was supposed to be finished like 6 years ago or something, ages ago. So today finally is the first time we're actually flying there and I'm so excited to go home. Luckily we managed to get home a little bit early. It's the 30th of November today, so we have full 3 weeks, even more actually, 3.5 weeks before Christmas, and we get to spend it at home with the families, which is so lovely. After this horrible year, it's so nice to be home and spend a bit more time at home. We already did all the important things we had to do at Heathrow today, which was buying a travel adapter, because for some reason now we've got British laptops, so we actually need to have an adapter to be able to use it at home. And secondly, get food, because it's a long day. We already took a bus, a train, and now we're in Heathrow, so we're flying to Berlin, and then my mom is gonna come and pick us up, and we're gonna drive for another 2 hours until we're finally at home in Leipzig. And of course we're in the middle of a lockdown here in the UK, so traveling is a little bit interesting. The airport is super empty, there's hardly anyone here, and if there is people then it's all around important things like at security or at the cafe. There's only one Pret open, Starbucks isn't open, none of the normal shops are open, so it's a little bit of a ghost town, but it's actually quite nice. It's very relaxing, it's very easy to get around, it's very quick, so I'm not complaining at all. At the moment there's only 3 flights a week with BA from London to Berlin, which is insane. Usually there's about 15-20 flights a day from Heathrow to Berlin, so even just getting on this flight was quite tricky. So I'm very glad that it all worked out, that it didn't get cancelled, that we're actually still here, we've checked in our luggage, so I think, fingers crossed, it's gonna go well. They stop. While we're waiting, I can give you a few more details about this new mysterious fancy airport in Berlin. So basically this was one of the biggest government projects for years. It was started in 2006 and was supposed to finish in 2011. That's 9 years ago. So it took them a wee bit longer than expected, and because of that it also cost a bit more. Originally they said it would be about 2 billion euros, and now the end cost is around 6 billion euros. So they've just easily tripled that. It is supposed to be the 3rd biggest airport in Germany with, in the end, 45 million passengers a year. At the moment they have 2 terminals, but they have plans for 5. And they have 2 runways, but can extend that to 3. So it's supposed to be quite big, quite fancy, quite nice, and all very modern. Especially because some of the equipment that is in the airport, like the screens or the barriers, they already had to be replaced again. Because when they've been put in like 3 years ago, when they thought, yes, next year we're gonna open it, that never happened. So now they're so out of date, they already had to replace quite a lot of the stuff that's in the airport. Which all is a bit insane and obviously just contributes to the extra costs. So I'm very excited to see what all the fuss is about this airport. It means that Berlin-Tegel and Berlin-Schönefeld are not operating anymore, so this will be the one big Berlin airport. So I've got high expectations. Yep.
There you go.
Do you mind just lower your mask with me? Thank you. Thank you. Oops, sorry. Do you mind just lower your mask? Yeah, thank you. Enjoy your flight. Just
Thank
the
you.
doors of the machines. Thank
Perfect,
you.
thanks. Yep. Thank you. We just nearly missed our flight there. That has never happened. We were just sitting there around the corner chatting. And then I thought like, oh, maybe they've started boarding. And all of a sudden we were the last people on the board and it said flight closing. So that was an experience.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard this British Airways service to Berlin. To help us get away on time, please ensure that you occupy your seat allocated to the boarding pass, and your hand baggage is now safely put away. Smaller bags are in yellow.
Given our forms that we had to fill in, which is one of the requirements for entering Germany, and the flight is kind of full. I mean, it's not 100%. They have tried to leave gaps wherever possible, but it is relatively full. Considering there's only 3 flights a week, I think that's understandable though. And it's actually quite nice to be up in the air again, to be flying, to go at least on a little adventure, go on a little trip, even if it's just going home. So I'm very excited. Oh, jetzt wollte ich mich anpirschen. Hallo. Today is a super exciting day for us. It's 5 days after we arrived in Germany, which means that we're officially allowed to leave the house for the first time ever in order to do our COVID test. In Germany, the rule is when you come from a high-risk country, then you need to self-isolate for 10 days, but you can shorten that isolation period with the test 5 days after you've arrived. So today's the day. We've now come to the airport in Leipzig and we're queuing to get our test. Now this queue is super long, so it's probably gonna take a while. And the issue is that we're not even quite sure yet if we're actually allowed to take a test here, or at least to take it for free. because everyone says it's for free, but only if they have German health insurance, which we don't have anymore. So we've been trying to speak to someone, but we couldn't really get anyone yet. So
Mundweit aufmachen. Adler.
War's schon wunderbar. Vielen Dank. Tschüss. We did it. All good. After about, I'm not quite sure, an hour and a half waiting maybe, we finally managed to get our test. And we were allowed to test for free, which is absolutely amazing. I think in most of the German states you have to pay now for tests, but in Saxony you still get tests for free, even if you're not insured in Germany. So that was super lucky. And now we have to wait for results, which we should get within 24 hours. So fingers crossed. So, how was that? Tell me.
I feel violated.
You feel violated? Why?
That was disgusting.
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
Ja, sehr gut.